Ladies and gentlemen, this is Johnny K and welcome to a brand new edition of the Midnight Podcast. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. He's the hottest thing going around in the music industry. He tours, there's tickets available each and every single week. He goes all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome you, the one, the only, Amber. Amber, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
And tonight's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is: have you ever felt you had a new lease on life? Before we get to tonight's topic, I'm going to throw you over to Amber, and he's going to tell you a bit about what's going on with him. Amber, take it away.
How are you? Thanks for having me, Johnny.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure.
Thank you. I go by the name of Amber. I'm an R&B artist from here, from Melbourne. Been doing this for a while now. I do music basically, and hopefully a lot of things are happening this year for me. Last year I did quite a fair bit, opened up for a few artists and did a lot of nightclub performances. I got a few jams now that are having some radio rotation on Triple J, so we'll see how far that takes us. But yeah, a lot of things are happening this year that I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to overhype myself too much, but it's happening. It's all happening.
Beautiful. And I tell you what, I said to everyone, Amber, everyone that knows ya, and I said to them, I go, give the kid 12 months and he's gonna skyrocket. And it's been 10 months and 3 weeks. You know, I was close, and boom, man, you've just knocked it right out of the park. I couldn't be more proud of you, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, one of those things where I'll be heard about eventually.
Fucking oath,
soon.
man.
But,
Hey,
I'm on iTunes now.
Yeah, you're already making
Spotify.
noise, brother. You're already making a lot of noise.
It's a small city, man.
It is, man. Hey, Melbourne, once you conquer Melbourne, then we start hitting LA, mate. Whew, it's going to be good. Ladies and gentlemen, to the question. All right, have you ever felt you had a new lease on life? Well, I'll tell you what, me personally, I like the word, own. I own life. I reckon people should own life.
Totally.
Lease on life is good, but when you own life, that's when you get places. When I was young, man, I'd like to think I'm still young now, but when I was 20, 21, I used to think to myself, I want to get into acting, do my own thing, make a website, do web series and all that.
You've done that, man.
Yeah, man. And a lot of people said to me, a lot of people go to me, they go, Johnny, it's a bit far-fetched, you're living
it's like
in...
music is, man.
Yeah, man.
Fantasy kind of thing, huh?
It's hard to get support from people. People always just say to you, you can't do it. Or you might get people that genuinely like you, but they just say, I don't think it's doable. Then you get the haters and they really give you shit. But I didn't listen to none of them, man. I did my own thing and it wasn't easy. Success, Amber, is never a straight road. You're going to have zigzags, you're going to have corners.
Believe me, it wouldn't be as valuable as it was if it was that easy.
Yeah, exactly, man. If you don't pay your dues, all right, you can't get anywhere. Nothing for nothing in this world, and nothing comes easy. Tell you what, Amber, lease on life. We talked about owning life. When was the last time you had a lease on life? When have you grabbed life and said, you know what, I'm going to own this fucking bitch?
When I kind of started, just in general, man, probably my life when I started music kind of thing, I looked at life a lot differently. I was like, man, life is a struggle, life is hard. There's a lot of hard, it's hard to achieve things in this life. But, and then it hits you, it's like basically the guy that is number one now in music, in any scene, in any country, started off just like you. Yeah. I mean, Eminem was not Eminem when he started.
Yep, spot on.
Dr. Dre was not Dr. Dre when he started.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, you have this opportunity in life with this blessing where it's like, I was looking up, I think it's 1 in 300 trillion. Wow. 1 in 300 trillion have just been born the way you are, kind of thing. And then to not like take full advantage of that is crazy.
Yeah.
To not appreciate that is crazy.
Exactly.
Okay, I might not be as tall as I wanted or as muscular as I wanted or that kind of thing. But it's like you can work on that. The fact is you can work on your disadvantages. I've always kind of been up and down with life. You've had your shit moments.
Happens to everyone.
But I think my biggest turning point really was I started last year in my bedroom. Yeah. I started literally music in my bedroom.
That's crazy,
and I
man.
got a phone call, do you want to support Futuristic?
Yeah, it's insane.
And not that he's like, I mean, he's a big fish, man, but it's not like he's I know he's probably not well renowned, but he's a big.
Yeah, no.
He's pretty well renowned, man.
Heard of him?
And for him to say, look, I mean,
Good
the fact
stuff.
that it's a good start, and to say, look, we want you to come up and support this guy. Yeah. And it's like you go up there and you perform, and everyone's cheering you on and yelling and chanting your name.
There's
like,
no feeling like it is.
And you're just like, man, until this kind of happened, it's like, wow, I didn't think that I was this good, or people really reacted to it that well. That's the thing, man.
You get a lot of people that always tend to put people down, when they see that you're succeeding. And I tell you what, man, you're one of the most humble people I've met.
Oh, you gotta be, man.
And I see you, Amber, you're already at places now, but I see you going a fuckload further, man. You're going to skyrocket like no tomorrow.
I appreciate that, man.
And the best advice I can give anybody is always stay humble.
Oh, for sure, man.
And,
I come from a good family, man.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And obviously, you know this very well because you get others. I mean, we've seen them. You get a whole bunch that are up themselves. They go around. They walk around like their shit doesn't stink. But one thing is, if you always stay humble, even if people are jealous and even people want to hate you, they can't. Because I tell you, the music industry, any industry, the acting, the music, there's a lot of assholes in it.
Sure,
and
man.
if we're not humble, if you're not humble, if people aren't humble, man, there's always going to be someone who's going to knock you down.
I say to my music, man. I say in one of my lyrics, I say, give them no reason to hate me.
Exactly, man. And I'll tell you, you're a prime example of someone who's got his head switched on, and is just. I'm telling you, I haven't met a more humble guy. I mean, here you are. Not even 12 months in the game, starting, writing, lyrics on your bed. All right. And now you're doing, live events. Man, tickets are selling out.
Yeah, and
you've stayed humble. And that's,
why shouldn't I, man?
And that's incredible, man. That's absolutely incredible.
I mean, I met some awesome people. I mean, I've met a lot of big artists as well. And it's like I spoke to Kid Ink.
Yeah. Wow.
And when he was at our Yo-Yo Key Club, I spoke to him, and I didn't. Ironically, I actually didn't get a photo with the guy because I didn't want to be like that.
That's
fan.
it, man. You don't want to be that starstruck.
It's not just that, but it's like I didn't want to go up to him and have the conversation merely just for a photo.
Exactly.
I didn't want to use the guy.
Man.
Because being in his position, if I had someone, a fan, like I've been even like when I did my show, like it's crazy. I had people ask me for photos. Like, okay, for what it's worth, take it.
Yeah,
but it's kind of like so you get that photo, and then you just feel like you've kind of used that person. I didn't want that. I treated him like an actual person.
You want to come off very professional. There's nothing wrong with going and asking for a photo, but there's always a time and a place. And you've obviously thought this is the time where we're going to be professional, act professional, shake his hand. That's it. Man. Say a few words, and that's the way to be. You're definitely on the right track.
Sure,
you know exactly what you're doing. I'm the same. I've had actors that have come up to me and said to me, Johnny, how are you? This and that. And I've had plenty of chances to take photos with them. I've seen other profiles, people take photos with these, so-called celebs.
It's a few hearts, man. It's a few.
But I would rather shake their hand, say a few words, and away I go. Instead of coming across as a fan. Because look, if I'm good as I say that I am, if we are good as we say and we know that we are, we're going to work with these people. We're going to be more than just a couple of photos with them. We're going to be in projects with them. I don't feel the need to take a photo with someone.
I had like I'd say 20 to 25 minute conversation with Futurist.
Yeah, wow.
He gave me a lot of advice. He's like, I loved your set. That was crazy. And I remember when I said, I got Futurist in next room. I remember looking down at me, kind of nodded his head. The only thing I put up was like an Instagram photo the next day, and he hearted it. He liked it. And he said,
insane.
and I was like, just thanks for the advice. I just personally wanted to message him and
fucking
put him up there.
Fucking
it's just like you speak to these guys, and it's like they're just regular people.
They shit the same. They eat the same. They shop the same. Man, dude. Nicolas Cage, he's actually got some properties in Melbourne. He loves Australia. A couple times a year, he comes down here. I was in Port Melbourne. I mean, I've worked with Nick. I did a bit part on Knowing, so I met him and I spoke to him. Lovely chap, man of a few words.
Actor, man.
Yeah, really good actor.
I love his
he was at Coles in Port Melbourne. He was doing shopping. And I'm thinking,
people, man.
And I'm just thinking to myself, you never know who you bump into, and they're the same as us. All right, they might be a tiny bit more richer than us, but they're the same. There's no difference.
It's just that you're looking at these people through a glass your entire life.
Yeah.
That the fact that when you see them, it's like you feel like you've met them, and you feel like they're just like at a higher level because of the fact that they're like kind of they put so much spotlight on them.
Yeah,
They're
that's
constantly
what it is,
mentioned.
mate.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the
like
hype,
even if
you
one
know?
of our Facebook friends, for instance, you constantly saw a picture of him every day, and everyone was commenting about him and all this, and you'd feel like when he walks around, he's
Exactly.
just something. That's just how it is. They're
Exactly,
just constantly
man.
in our faces. So when we do see him, we're like, oh wow, I've seen you everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is, man. It's the hype. You know, they've got a job where they're in front of the TV, you know, in front of all the cameras. But at the end of the day, man, they're exactly the same. So here, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Have you ever felt you had a new lease on life? We have. If anyone else has had a lease on life or has owned life, owned it to the fullest, I mean, you know, Amber was sitting on his bed writing lyrics. Me, I started using a handheld camera. It wasn't even HD. It was on a tape, on just a DV tape.
Humble beginnings, man.
Yep, and we didn't let anyone put us down. A lot of people tried, but we stuck at it. We started up, you know, from nothing to something, and that was our new lease on life. What was yours? And to check out Amber tomorrow night in the city, feel free to check out his Facebook page for details and for tickets if they are still available.